Very good morning, and let's start our today's session. Today we are going to discuss two different topics. One is the solution of the linear dependence and independence, and the other one is the variation of parameter method. See, today's second method is the most important method. 100% it will be asked in our internal exam as well as in final exam also. Okay, so try to learn carefully. Let's start our first topic, linear dependence and independence solution. So here we are going to discuss if we have given two solution and we want to know that the given solution is linearly independent or dependent. At that time, we have to do this method, and this one is known as the Wronskian. Okay, so here two solutions y1x and y2x of linear differential equation of second order with constant coefficients are said to be linearly independent if k1 y1x plus k2 y2x equal to 0 implies k1 and k2 are both 0. It means where y1 and y2 cannot be expressed in terms of each other. Two solutions y1x and y2x are linearly dependent if equation 1 holds for some constant k1 and k2 not both 0. This one is our equation 1. This k1 y1x plus k2 y2x. Okay, so this is our equation 1. Now, if Wronskian y1x and y2x is not equal to 0, then y1x and y2x are linearly dependent. Students, I think you all already know in your school days, this y1 and the derivative of y1 is y1 dash here, and y2, and this one is y2 dash. You have to just solve your determinant. If your determinant is not equal to 0, your both solutions are linearly dependent. If your determinant is equal to 0, then your both solutions are linearly independent. So let's start some example. Determine if the following solutions y1 and y2 are linearly dependent or independent. Three questions are there. First one is y1 equal to cos ax, y2 equal to sin ax, where a is not equal to 0. So let's start the solution of the first question. Here, our first solution is cos ax and second is sin ax. So let's start to find the Wronskian. Wronskian is y1, here y1 dash, this is y2 and y2 dash. y1, one solution, that is cos ax. y2, second solution, sin ax. Now the derivative of cos ax is what? Minus sin ax into a. So that is minus a sin ax. Here the derivative of sin ax is a cos ax. If we solve this Wronskian, then this is a cos square ax, then minus, and this is again minus, so minus minus plus a sin square ax. If I get a common, then this cos square ax plus sin square ax will give answer 1, and this a is not equal to 0, right? So finally a into 1 is a, where a is not equal to 0. Hence our Wronskian is not equal to 0. This y1 and y2 are linearly independent. See, right? This one is, students, here linearly, if not equal to 0, this is independent. If equal to 0, then that is dependent. Okay, one minor change is there. If Wronskian is not equal to 0, listen carefully. If Wronskian is not equal to 0, both solutions are linearly independent. If Wronskian is equal to 0, then the both solutions are linearly dependent. Let's move with one more example. Here, our y1 is 9 cos 2x and y2 is 2 cos square x minus 2 sin square x. Again, we are going to find Wronskian, and that is, okay. So here Wronskian, y1 is 9 cos 2x, y2 is 2 cos square x minus 2 sin square x, right? So the derivative of y1 is what? cos 2x derivative is minus 2 sin 2x, and 9 2s are 18. So minus 8 sin 2x. Now the derivative of this cos, if I get 2 common, or if I put 2 itself, then derivative of cos square x is what, student? 2 cos x, and derivative of cos x is minus sin x. So that is minus 4 cos x sin x. This is the derivative of 2 cos square x. And the derivative of 2 sin square x is, if I put 2 in front of, then 2 into 2 is 4. 4 sin x, and the derivative of sin x is cos x. So 4 sin x cos x, right? So after simplification, I have this one is minus 4 cos x into sin x, and this is minus 4 sin x into cos x. So final, this one is minus, this will give minus 8 sin x into cos x, right? So if I write this minus 8 sin x into cos x like minus 4 into 2 sin x into cos x, right? Then it will give minus 4 sin 2x, right? So I directly put this one here, that is minus 4 sin 2x. Okay, any doubt, student, about this step? Any doubt? Because after minus 8 sin x cos x, we can write as minus 4 sin 2x. Okay. So now, if we solve this Wronski, one announcement for Kalp, please join in format. Kalp, join in format, proper format. So minus 36 cos 2x sin 2x minus, again minus 36 cos 2x sin 2x. So this minus minus is plus. So my final answer is 0. And as my Wronskian is 0, so y1 and y2, my both solution are linearly dependent. Got it, student? Again, I tell you, if our Wronskian is 0, our solution is linearly dependent. If our Wronskian is not equal to 0, then our solution are linearly independent. Now got it? Okay. Let's move with one more and final example of the linear dependent and independent. Then we'll move for the another method. And this example is, if our two solution y1 is 6 raised to x and y2 is 6 raised to x plus 2. Okay. Then what about the Wronskian? y1, y1 dash, y2, y2 dash, right? Wronskian is same for all equations. So here 6 raised to x. Now what is the derivative of 6 raised to x? Here we are going to apply the formula a raised to x. So the derivative of a raised to x is what, students? A raised to x log a, right? Where a is any constant term. So here derivative of 6 raised to x is 6 raised to x log 6. Similarly, 6 raised to x plus 2. So here we apply the same formula, 6 raised to x plus 2 into log 6. Okay. Now for the solution of this determinant, 6 raised to x into 6 raised to x plus 2 log 6 minus again 6 raised to x plus 2, 6 raised to x into log 6. So our final answer is 0. So our both solutions are linearly dependent. So students, this topic is really very easy topic. They can ask this type of example for 2 to 3 marks only. If they ask about the linearly dependent and or independent, you have to just find the Wronskian. And if your Wronskian is 0, your both solution are linearly dependent. If your Wronskian is not equal to 0, your both solution are linearly independent. So any doubt about this topic, students? If any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, and if you have no doubt, then also tell me. I will move for the next most IMP method. Okay. Answers are coming that they have no doubt. So thank you so much. Let's move with one more method. That is most IMP method, students. if GTU will take exam offline or online, I'm damn sure this method will 100% include in your question paper. Okay. So this method name is method of variation of parameter. This method is used to find the particular integral if the complementary function is known. In this method, the particular integral is obtained by varying the arbitrary constant, the complementary function, and hence is known as the variation of parameter method. See, these are the working rules, students. This is the most important part. How to find or how to solve the method of variation of parameter. In this method, again, we find two parts. One is the complementary function and the other is the particular integral, right? So for the complementary function, this is the same type as we learned in earlier. There are total 3 cases. So for complementary functions, CF, C1y1 and C2y2, right? This is the first step for solving this method. Second step, we have to find the Wronskian, which we learned recently, right? How to find Wronskian, you all know very well. And this is the formula. We already did 3 examples for this Wronskian. Now the next step, for a particular integral, this is u of x. This is the u is the function of x. So u into y1 and v into y2. You may also write that u y1 plus v y2. Now what is this u? For finding, you already know about the y1 and y2, but what about u and v? So the formula of u is, this is integration of minus y2q upon w into dx. This is not this w is Wronskian, students. This one is, right? So y2 q w dx, and for v, this is another formula, integration of y1 q w dx. Now substitution of u and v in this formula, you will get pi, and the general solution is CF plus pi. See, it is really easy method. See, first you have to find complementary function CF. With the help of CF, multiple of C1 is y1 and multiple of C2 is y2. Then with the help of y1 and y2, you have to find Wronskian. Okay. Then next step is you have to find u and v. Formula of u and v is this. And after getting u and v, you have to substitute your u and v in this formula of pi. And the final solution is CF plus pi. Let's start some example for this variation of parameter method. So this is, see here, this question. Solve d square y by dx square plus y equal to sin x. Students, if in exam they just ask, listen carefully, okay? If in exam, if they just ask solve this differential equation, you may also solve with the shortcut method case 2. See, this is our right hand side is sin x, right? So you solve with case 2. But if they ask solve with variation of parameter method, if they ask solve with variation of parameter method, then you have to solve by this method only. Got it? So let's start the solution. Here, this d by dx is capital D. So this is d square plus 1. We keep y common from both the steps. So d square plus 1 y equal to sin x. So the auxiliary equation is what? Multiple of y, that is m square plus 1 equal to 0. So m equal to plus or minus I. Our roots are complex now. So here real part is 0. So e raised to 0x is 1. So no need to write that. Our complementary function is c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. As I told you, the multiple of c1 is y1 and multiple of c2 is y2. So y1 is what? Cos x, right? And y2 is what? Sin x. So our first step is complete now. We find CF. Now the second step, see, our first step, Our first step, find the complementary function, is complete. Now the second step is find Wronski of y1, y2, right? So now the second step, Wronski is y1, y2, y1 dash, y2 dash. So y1 is cos x and y2 is sin x. Y1 is cos x from multiple of C1 is Y1. That's why Y1 is cos x. And multiple of C2 is Y2. That's why Y2 is sin x. Now the derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Derivative of sin x is cos x. After simplification of this determinant, our Wronski is 1. We want our Wronski not equal to 0, right? And this 1 is not equal to 0. So here, our second step is complete, right? We find Wronski. Okay. Now, the third step, Pi. Pi is what, students? Uy1 plus Vy2. And we want to find the value of U and V with this formula. Okay. So, this is the third step. Pi. This is Pi here. One announcement for all. Please recheck your roll number and name. This instruction will not be given repeatedly. They will responsible for their attendance. Okay. Students, please recheck your roll number and name. Please join through the proper format. Otherwise, your attendance will not consider. This announcement for all of you. So here, the third step is, students, Pi is equal to U into, just a minute, this Pi is equal to, what is the formula of Pi? Formula of Pi is U. This cos x is y1, students, and V y2, right? Okay. Now y1 is cos x and y2 is sin x, and you already know the formula of U and V. Formula of U is what? First, I'm going to solve U. Integration of minus y2q upon this Wronski. Now, what is y2? See, this one, from this y2 is what, student? Y2 is sin x, right? So this y2 is sin x. Now, what about q? What is q? Q is the right hand side of our given differential equation, right? So our q is again sin x. So this y2 is sin x, q is also sin x, and Wronski, which we find in the earlier step, this one, Wronski, this Wronski is equal to 1. Okay. So I am putting y2 is sin x, q is again sin x, Wronski is 1. So sin x into sin x is what? Sin square x. This is, if I put minus sin, this is sin square x dx. But we cannot find direct integration of sin square x. That's why I use this formula, 1 minus cos 2x upon 2. Now, if I put 1/2 out of the integral, then the integration of 1 is x, and integration of this cos 2x is sin 2x upon 2. Got it, students? Now, for V, the formula of V is what? Integration of y1q upon Wronski into dx. Now, what is y1? Y1 is this. This y1 is cos x, right? Y1 is cos x. My q is right hand side of the given differential equation, that is sin x. So this one is cos x into sin x, and Wronski is 1. If I multiply and divide by 2 in the numerator and denominator, it will convert into the sin 2x. So this is sin 2x by 2. So integration of this sine 2x is what? Minus cos 2x upon 2. So my final answer of V is minus 1 by 4 cos 2x. Any doubt, students, about this step till this step? This is the value of U and this one is the value of V. Now I'm going to substitute this U and V in this equation 1. Okay, I'm going to substitute the value of V in this equation 1. So this is substituting U and V in equation 1, and this is minus 1/2 x minus sine 2x upon 2 into cos x. This is the value of U into cos x minus this one is the value of V into sine x. After simplification, I have minus 1/2 x. This is minus minus plus. So 1 by 4 sine 2x into cos x. This is again minus 1 by 4. So if I keep this 1 by 4 common, then here cos 2x into sine 2x, right? Now, this is the formula of sine 2x minus x. See, sine 2x cos x minus cos 2x sine x. So this is the formula of sine 2x minus x. So sine 2x minus x is just sine x. So this is my final PI. Hence the general solution is what? Complementary function plus particular integral, PI. This one is CF, this one is PI. This is my particular general solution. So students, this method is known as the variation of parameter method. This example you may do with shortcut method also. But see the next example. Here, your right hand side is sec 3x. Okay. So if you may ask just to solve this differential equation. So here you cannot apply shortcut method. Because in shortcut method, you have your right hand side is the exponential term or sine or cos in the trigonometric form. There is no method for sec or cot or logarithm. Okay. So when your differential equations right hand side is in the form of sec, cot or logarithm function, at that time you have to apply variation of parameter method. Got it, everyone? One students want to see the last slide. Okay. See. Okay. One more students. After putting value of U and V in equation 1 and the second step multiplying cos x inside the bracket, see, after putting, see, you have to, this is the value of U, this is the value of V, you have to substitute this both value in this equation, this one equation in the form of PI, right? So after substituting this U and V in PI and after simplifying, this one, this is the value of U, this into cos x, this value of V into sin x, and after simplification, you will get this final answer. Okay. Okay. One student is okay. Students, see, this is minus 1/2 x into cos x, right? So in our first step, there is cos x. This one is cos x into x, right? I forgot to multiply this minus 1/2 x with this cos x. So my final answer will be this one minus x cos x by 2 plus 1 by 4 sin x, students. Okay, see, you have to multiply this cos x with the first term as well as the second term. Okay, so this is my final PI and I have to add this pi in this general solution. Okay. Okay. So let's move with one more example. See here, our given question is y double dash plus 9y is equal to sec 3x. So this y double dash is d square plus 9 into y is equal to sec 3x. So auxiliary equation is what, students? M square plus 9 equal to 0. So I am equal to plus or minus 3i. So what is our complementary function? In this case, again, our real part is 0. So e raised to 0 is 1. So I put here just c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x. And as per the rule, multiple of c1 is y1 and multiple of c2 is y2. So my y1 is cos 3x and y2 is sin 3x. Okay. So my first step is complete. I find CF. Now for the second step, for the Wronskian, determinant of y1, y2, and this one is y1 dash, y2 dash. So y1 is cos 3x, derivative of y1 is minus 3 sin 3x, y2 is sin 3x, derivative of y2 is 3 cos 3x. After simplification of this determinant, my answer is 3, which is not equal to 0. So second step also complete. Here I have find my Wronskian. Now, for the third step, this is u y1 plus v y2. What is my y1? Y1 is cos 3x. And what is y2? Sin 3x. Now I'm going to find the value of u and v. What is u? U is the integration of minus y2 q upon w. Y2 is sin 3x. This is the value of y2. Q is the right hand side of the given differential equation, and that is sec 3x. Okay, so my q is here sec 3x. This is the value of q. Wronskian is 3. Now sec is what, student? Sec is 1 upon cos. So sin 3x upon cos 3x. I put this minus 1/3 out of the integral. So minus 1/3. This is sin 3x upon cos 3x, that is tan 3x. And the integration of tan 3x is minus 1/3 log cos 3x. So after simplification, my value of u is 1/9 log cos 3x. What about the v? V is the integration of y1q upon Wronskian. Please keep in mind this formula. In u, there is minus sign and y2 is there, but in v, there is no minus sign, y1 is there. So y1, value of y1 is cos 3x. Value of q is sec 3x upon 3. Sec is 1 upon cos. So this cos 3x into sec 3x is 1. So 1/3 and integration of 1 with respect to x, that is just x. So my value of v is just x by 3. Okay. Now I'm going to substitute value of u and v in this equation 1. So after substituting value of u and v in equation 1, minus pi equal to 1/9 cos 3x into log cos 3x plus x by 3 sin 3x. And the general solution is CF, complementary function, plus particular integral. Students, this method is known as the variation of parameter method. Have you any doubt about this example or about this method, students? Let me ask. If you have no doubt, then give me a concern that you have no doubt. I want response from all of you. Fast. Okay. Students, when this meeting will end, please rejoin all of you. Okay. This message for all of you. Please rejoin all of you. I'm going to solve one most IMP example. So if this meeting will end, please rejoin all of you. And thank you. Most of the students, almost 20 to 25 students have given your response that they have no doubt. Thank you so much. Let's move with one more example. that is d square y upon dx square plus 9y is equal to tan 3x. Again, students, see, your right hand side is tan 3x. So if you ask in exam to solve this ordinary differential equation, you cannot apply shortcut method in this example, right? So when your right hand side is in the form of tan, then you have to solve your differential equation with the variation of parameter method only. Okay, this is the best way. So let's start the solution. Here d square plus 9 into y is equal to tan 3x. The auxiliary equation is the same as the previous example, that is m square plus 9 equal to 0. So m equal to plus or minus 3i. This is the complex root. CF is c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x. Here your real part is 0, right? So one doubt is there. If it is sine or cos, then we can apply any method. Yes, if your right hand side is sine or cos, then you may apply variation of parameter method as well as shortcut method, which we learn in our last week's lecture. That is when your right hand side is sine ax plus b or cos x plus b, then you have to put the multiple of x in the denominators d square. Okay, that we already learn in our last week's lecture, right? But if they ask, if your right hand side is sine or cos and they ask solve with this method only, then you have to apply this one. Okay. Otherwise, you may apply any method, shortcut method as well as this variation of parameter method for your right hand side is if your trigonometric term is sine or cos. But if your right hand side is sec, tan, cot or logarithm function, or at that time this method is easy. So here Ron's first step is complete. We find here complementary function for the Wronskian y1 y2 upon in y1 dash y2 dash. So here derivative of cos 3x minus 3 sin 3x, derivative of sin 3x is 3 cos 3x. So final our Wronskian is 3, right? Which is not equal to 0. So let's move with the next step, and that is pi u cos 3x plus v sin 3x. Now for u, integration of minus y2 q upon Wronskian. What is our y2? Y2 is sin 3x, right? What is q? Q is the right hand side of the given differential equation, and that is tan 3x, right? And Wronskian is 3. Now, this one is minus 1/3. We put in out of the integral. This tan 3x is what? Sine upon cos. So sine into sine is sine square 3x upon cos 3x. So how to solve this integral? For this sine square 3x, we put here 1 minus cos square 3x. Okay. If we divide separately, then 1 upon cos 3x will give sec 3x. And this cos square 3x upon cos 3x. So this is just cos 3x. Okay. Now this integration of, this is the integration sign, right? Now the integration of sec 3x is 1/3 log sec 3x plus tan 3x. This is the integration of sec 3x. And the integration of cos 3x, that is sin 3x upon 3. Okay. So final u is minus 1/9 log sec 3x plus tan 3x, and this minus minus plus 1/9 sin 3x. This is the value of u. And for v, integration of y1 q upon Wronskian. y1 is cos 3x, q is sec 3x. This is just, this one is not sec, this one is tan, right? Your right hand side, cos 3x into tan 3x. Now, cos into tan is what, student? This is just sin 3x dx, right? Cos 3x into tan 3x. Tan is sin upon cos. So cos will cancel. This will is sin 3x, and the integration of sin 3x, that is minus cos 3x upon 3, and 3 into 3 is 9. So my final answer of V is what? Cos 3x upon 9. Okay. Now, this one is, this one is cos 3x upon 9. So substituting the value of u and v in equation 1. So this is the value of u, right? Minus 1 by 9 log sec 3x plus tan 3x plus 1 by 9 sin 3x. And if we put in equation v, so I have to multiply this whole value with cos 3x. So this one is minus 1 by 9 log sec 3x plus tan 3x into cos 3x. Similarly, 1 by 9 sin 3x into cos 3x. This is the value of v, right? The value of v into sin 3x. So after simplification, this both will be cancelled. And particular integral is what? Minus 1 by 9 cos 3x log sec 3x plus tan 3x. Hence, the general solution is complementary function plus this particular integral. Students, any doubt about this example? Any doubts, students? Okay. So, see, as I told you, I'm going to solve one most important example, and we are running very short time. So please rejoin. Our meeting will we will left within 2 minutes, and this example will be incomplete, and this is the most important example. So please rejoin everyone. Okay. So let's start. What is the differential equation? D square minus 3d plus 2 into y is equal to e raised to x upon 1 plus e raised to x. Students, in this example, our right hand side is e raised to x. So only e raised to x is there. Then you know the method, right? This is the exponential term. But here, exponential term in the fraction form. So when your right hand side is like this example already asked in GTU for at least 3 to 4 times, right? So most IMP example. For the solution of this example, the auxiliary equation is what? M square minus 3m plus 2 equal to 0. So the factor of this equation is m minus 1 and m minus 2 equal to 0, right? So m equal to 1 and 2. Both roots are real and distinct. Here, both roots are real and distinct. It means C1 e raised to x and C2 e raised to 2x. So multiple of C1 is y1 and multiple of C2 is y2. So y1 is e raised to x, y2 is e raised to 2x. So what about the Wronskian? Wronskian is y1, y2, y1 dash, y2 dash. So the derivative of this e raised to x is e raised to x itself, and this e raised to 2x is 2 e raised to x. So after simplification, 2 e raised to 2x minus e raised to x. So our Wronskian is e raised to 2x, which is not equal to 0. So here our two step is complete. One is complementary function and other is Wronskian. So now we have to find our third step. And what is our third step? So our Wronskian is e raised to 3x, right? Yes. Thank you. So our Wronskian is here e raised to 3x, right? So let's move with the next step. That is, see, Pi. Pi is what, students? U e raised to x plus v e raised to 2x. U y1 plus v y2, right? So for u, integration of minus y2q upon Wronskian into dx. Our y2 is the multiple of C2 and multiple of C2 is e raised to 2x. So this is the value of y2. Your q is the right hand side of the given differential equation, and that is e raised to x upon 1 plus e raised to x, right? So that is e raised to x, and here 1 plus e raised to x. Your Wronskian is e raised to 3x. See, Wronskian is e raised to 3x, students, right? This one is e raised to 3x. So, e raised to, after simplification, see, this is e raised to 2x, e raised to x. So, e raised to 3x upon e raised to 3x. Both will be cancelled, right? And 1 upon 1 plus e raised to x is there. Now, how we find the integration of this term? For this, we multiply and divide by e raised to minus x in numerator and denominator. So by multiplying and dividing e raised to minus x, our numerator is e raised to minus x, and in the denominator, e raised to minus x into 1 is e raised to minus x, and this e raised to x into e raised to minus x will convert into the 1. So here, the derivative of this denominator is in the numerator. What is the derivative of denominator? That is minus e raised to minus x. So derivative of denominator is occur in the numerator. So the integration of this term is log of the denominator. We apply this formula, log of the denominator. So this is the value of u. Okay, got it everyone? Any doubt? Any doubt, students, about this u? Any doubt, students, about this u? Okay, so let's move for the value of v. Okay, okay. Thank you for your kind response. So here v, that is the integration of y1q upon this Wronskian. y1 is e raised to x, q is e raised to x upon 1 plus e raised to x. Wronskian is e raised to 3x, which is in the denominator. So this is e raised to x and e raised to x. So e raised to 2x, and this one is e raised to 3x. So 1 e raised to x is in the denominator. Okay, so if I put this e raised to x in the numerator, it will convert into the minus form. So it will convert into the e raised to minus x. Okay, so e raised to minus x, and in the denominator 1 plus e raised to x is there. Now, again, if I multiply and divide e raised to minus x in the numerator and denominator, then my numerator is e raised to minus x into e raised to minus x, and my denominator is e raised to minus x plus 1. Now, if I represent, both term will be same. This one is e raised to minus x. So here, if I write this e raised to minus x plus 1 and minus 1, so no change in the value, right? So this term will convert in this term after divide individually, right? So we'll get e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus x upon 1 plus e raised to minus x. If you have any doubt, then you may also write that here e raised to minus x plus e raised to minus x upon e raised to minus x plus 1. See, directly. After simplification, see, this e raised to minus x into e raised to minus x. So that is what? E raised to minus 2x. Then, see, this will is minus sign is there. Then this is plus e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus x, right? And in the denominator, e raised to minus x plus 1. So if you represent your this term like this, then value is same, student. After taking LCM, your numerator is e raised to minus 2x plus e raised to minus x, and this one is minus e raised to minus x, and your denominator is e raised to minus x plus 1. So these both will cancel, and your answer is e raised to minus 2x upon e raised to minus x plus 1. So you no need to write this term also, right? If you wish, you may also write directly this term. e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus x upon 1 plus e raised to minus x. Got it, everyone? Any doubt? So the integration of this e raised to minus x is what? Minus e raised to minus x, and in the second term, again the derivative of the denominator is appear in the numerator. So the integration of this second term is what? Log of the denominator, that is log of 1 plus e raised to minus x. So this is the value of v. As you all know, after substituting the value of u and v in equation 1, so pi u into y1 and v into y2, right? So after simplification, this is our final pi. Hence, the general solution is u cf plus pi, right? So students, have you any doubt about this variation of parameter method? Today, we learn about the second order ordinary differential equation with the variation of parameter method. This slide, one students want to see this slide. Okay. In tomorrow's lecture, we'll learn the solution of the third order and some tricky example with the variation of parameter method, and the another method that is also known as the undetermined coefficient method. Students, till now we learn the different method, and our first we learn to find CF for the homogeneous differential equation. When your given differential equation is equal to 0, you have to find CF, right? But if your given differential equation is not equal to 0, at that time you have to find CF as well as PI. For finding PI through shortcut method, there are total 5 cases. For first case, when your right hand side is the exponential term ax plus b, or for second case, your right hand side is sine or cos, right? For third case, your right hand side is x to the power m or polynomial in x. For fourth case, exponential term into function of x, means your first case multiple with second or third case, and your fifth case of shortcut method, that is x into the multiple of x. This all 5 method is useful, is known as the shortcut method, and our today's method is known as the variation of parameter method. This method is applicable, students, when they ask to solve with the variation of parameter method, or where your given differential equations right hand side is tan, cot, logarithm, or exponential term in the fraction form like this, right? When your right hand side is like this, at that time variation of parameter method is very easy to applicable. And the steps to find variation of parameter method, that is, first step is you have, see, this is, we recall all 5 steps. First you have to find the complementary function, right? Then you have to find the Wronskian. Then you have to write this formula uy1 plus vy2. You have to find the value of u and v. Now after substituting value of u and v, you got your pi, and your general solution is CF plus pi. So let me ask if you have any doubt, student. Any doubt? Okay, so you may leave today's lecture. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, let me ask. Otherwise, you may leave our today's session. Thank you for all your cooperation.